Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Beyond the Game on the Idea Television. On the show, we go beyond the game to champion integrity and inclusivity in sports through cutting edge technology, research, and innovation. I am Diara Stemba. And of course, today's topic will be an interesting one as it concerns football fans, and not just football fans, sports fans as a whole. And I have an amazing gentleman with me on the show today, but I will introduce him after this break. Welcome back to Beyond the Game, right here on the Idea Television. If you're just watching, you're right on track. Today's episode, we'll be talking about an interesting topic as it affects sports fans. We'll be talking about the GOAT debates. Now, over time, football fans, basketball fans, tennis fans, they've always had this conversation about who the greatest of all time is. So today we'll be analyzing it. And of course, I am not alone on the show today. I have a sports analyst. He is none other than Onukwo Kosi Sochiko. Good afternoon, Kosi.
Good afternoon, dearest. Good to be here.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
All right. Let's keep the conversation going. Follow us across all our social media platforms at Idea Television. The GOAT debate. What makes one the greatest of all time? It's one of the never-ending discussion that people love to argue about, whether it's in sports, music, or even other fields. In the world of sports, though it's especially intense, often centered around few iconic names. In basketball, the most common names that comes up are Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Some fans swears by Jordan's 6 NBA championships, perfect final record, and undeniable influence on the game, while others lean towards LeBron James due to his longevity, versatility, and ability to perform at an elite level across different teams and eras. In soccer, the debate often comes down to Lionel Messi versus Cristiano Ronaldo. Messi is celebrated for his extraordinary playmaking and technical skills, while Ronaldo is admired for his athleticism, goal-scoring consistency, and success in different leagues. But the GOAT debate can be subjective. It depends on the metrics you care about. Individual performances, influence, or perhaps a more intangible legacy. Let's talk about basketball, Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Now, before we go straight into it, Kosi, welcome to the show once again.
Thank you.
I'm sure you have your goats. And I'm sure this is a conversation that over time has been on sports fans. Sorry, I always say football fans. Maybe because it's the most watched
One of the most
sport.
popular sports,
Yes. And it's one debate I've heard for the longest time. Who truly is the greatest of all time? And what makes one the greatest of all time?
Well, this discussion, I don't like being placed on the spot, honestly, because I like being whenever I'm conversing with people, especially when I have a large audience, I like to be logical.
Okay.
Yeah, I try to put sentiments aside while I'm conversing with people. So when I don't want to be told to choose my goods, because between if irrespective of the sports, irrespective of the sport, when you want to tell me when you want to say that someone is the greatest of all time, it has to do with things they do mainly on the pitch,
Okay.
then their influence outside it. Because when you look at people like LeBron James, Michael B. Jordan, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, these guys they are the top. They are like they are the top on their arts. That they are perfect. They are near perfect. I don't want to say they are perfect. They are near perfect because they actually do make mistakes sometimes. Yeah, but when you look at how they go about their arts, it looks like they are gods. Someone like Michael B. Jordan, when he was active in the sports, you could see what he did. LeBron James, you can see what he's doing and what he had done. Lionel Messi, he's still Lionel Messi. At 38, he's good. Then Ronaldo, he keeps scoring goals like he knows he can't stop. The guy is 40 and he's still doing it better than some players that are at their peak.
True.
So when you look at these guys, you know that you can't have a conversation around greatest of all times without calling them. And if you want to tell me to choose, I always look at what they do on the pitch, particularly before whatever it is they do outside it. Because it's what they do on the pitch
That matters.
That it matters, and it's what makes them influential. Because if they are not performing on the pitch, no one will talk about what they do outside the pitch.
Obviously.
Yeah. So that's
Now,
it for
let's
me.
talk a bit about what they do on the pitch, starting with basketball. For Michael Jordan and LeBron James, their legacy is wide. Let's start with the NBA. It is a global phenomenon. In the 90s, for Michael Jordan, his impact goes beyond just stats. He was a pop culture icon. Jordan won 6 NBA championships with the Chicago Bulls. He was 6-0 in the finals, which is a significant part of his perfect legacy. He also earned 5 MVP awards, 10 scoring titles, 6 final MVPs. His killer instinct and ability to perform under pressure were unmatched. His playing style. Jordan was known for his competitiveness, his clutch performances, and his incredible scoring ability. He revolutionized the position of shooting guard and inspired countless players who followed. For LeBron James, LeBron's career spans across more than 2 decades, and he has played at an elite level the entire time. His impact goes beyond the game itself. He's known for his activism, philanthropy, and business ventures. LeBron has 4 NBA championships, 4 MVP awards. While his final record, 4-6, isn't as perfect as Jordan's, many argue that LeBron carried less than ideal teams to the finals, proving his greatness in tough situations. LeBron is known for his versatility. He's played nearly every position on the floor and has a unique combination of size, strength, and basketball IQ. LeBron James, Michael Jordan. I didn't watch Michael Jordan, but I watched LeBron. But then I saw clips of Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And, must I say, Michael Jordan. For me, he's the greatest of all time.
Okay, in the sports.
In the sports.
Okay.
I mean, people might differ. But then again, Michael's impact in the game is huge. But then LeBron has stayed in the game for more than 2 decades. He's above 40, and he's still playing as though he's still in his 20s.
And he's always been at the top.
Yes. Now, but for me, if I want to argue, I would say that when Michael Jordan was at the top of his career, he had the likes of Scottie Pippen and Rodman. He had great people that
Alongside,
helped.
yeah.
Yes, compared to what
LeBron
LeBron James is doing. So for Michael Jordan, he had everything he needed to score. Yes, he had that leader ability, that killer instinct. And there was a particular game, I think the Chicago Bulls, they were losing. And he sat down, he was pondering. And when the interviewers asked him a question, he said the fact that he was sitting down thinking, what can I do differently in the game to change the course of the game. Now that's what makes you the GOAT. Now for other players, it's more like, oh, we're losing. You're angry, you're shouting, you're throwing bottles. But for him, he was sitting there observing the game, asking himself, why are we losing this game? What do I do differently? And trust me, he came into the game, and the rest is history.
Yeah, one thing about the sports of basketball is it promotes individuality.
Yeah.
It promotes individuality because you are a team of 6 players. You need to defend before you attack, and it's intensive. To me, it's more intensive than football because you're always running. At every point of the game, you're always running. But for Jordan has this explosiveness that he brings to the game. When you least expect it, it just looks like he does it like he's being caged, then all of a sudden he's opened, he's released. So he has this explosiveness about his game that makes him one of the best. If like he's the best. But if you compare him to LeBron James, you see that LeBron James, he doesn't really have top players around him. He's always the only good player, the only above average player.
And LeBron James, our people would like to liken him to the likes of Ronaldo, who has played for different teams. And still,
he has always moved.
Yes, he has
and
always
delivered
moved.
Wherever he went.
That's why they said he's a very versatile player. He can do it. He did it with the Miami Heat. He's currently doing it with the Lakers.
Yeah.
And right now in the Lakers, he has like amazing players.
They've brought players to complement him because the man is always coming down. But at least before he got to this point, he has always been doing it alone.
True.
Just like Ronaldo has been moving, and wherever he goes, he shows you why he's Ronaldo. LeBron James, he has also moved. Then the versatility they are talking about, maybe his positions on the court. He has played point guard, he has played defensive plays and all. But Michael B. Jordan has one position, and that position he perfected his act in it. So if you want to choose between both of them, you might be tilting towards Michael B. Jordan. But for me, I'll take LeBron James.
All right. And I think the icing on the cake for LeBron James is playing alongside his son, Bronny. That's what not many athletes might live to see. But for King LeBron James, as people would like to call him, he's privileged enough to play along his son.
I feel Ronaldo is also tilting towards that angle.
Yes, but it might not happen because
he said his son told him to keep playing. He should wait for him.
So he'll probably play until when he's like 49?
Maybe 40. No, he wouldn't get to 49. Around maybe when he's 45.
45, maybe
his son would have come up a bit. But his son is around 14, 15 now. So if you give him like, let's say 3 more years, or 3-4 more years,
well, I think that's what we love to see Cristiano Jr. play alongside his father. And now, not just on the pitch, outside the pitch of play, I feel like Michael Jordan is a very influential player. The whole reason why the Air Jordan became so famous, so many people in the 90s were saving money to get that shoe, was because of Michael Jordan's influence. And we'll see that with football stars and other sports, but then there are players that has great influence. It takes us to the next soccer. Lionel Messi versus Cristiano Ronaldo. For Messi, it's been a Barcelona icon for most of his career, and his artistry on the ball is unmatched. He's often regarded as the most naturally gifted football player in history. His achievements: Messi has 8 Ballon d'Or awards, the most by any player. Over 700 career goals and 4 Champions League titles. His playmaking ability and vision are often seen as the highest level in skill of sports. And must I add, he completed football after winning the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. His playing style: Messi is known for his dribbling, vision, and ability to change games with moments of brilliance. His left foot is the magic wand, and his close control and acceleration makes him almost impossible to defend. Must I say, his left foot is worth more than anything you can imagine in this world. Now, Cristiano Ronaldo's legacy. Ronaldo has made a career out of being one of the most physically gifted athletes to ever play the game. His dedication, work ethic, and ability to score goals have set him apart. Ronaldo has 5 Ballon d'Or awards and over 800 career goals. He's had success in multiple leagues, the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, and currently the Saudi Pro League, proving his ability to adapt and excel wherever he goes. He has won 5 Champions League titles. His playing style. Ronaldo is known for his incredible athleticism, his heading ability, his speed, and of course, his finishing. He's one of the most consistent goal scorers in football history and has a remarkable knack for scoring in high-pressure moments. Obviously, that is who Ronaldo is. But then I like the part where I said, Messi completed football when he won the World Cup in 2022. And I know if you're not a Messi fan, you will argue, oh no, Ronaldo might have not won the World Cup, but his contribution to football makes him undeniable, the greatest of all time. But can we really say Ronaldo or Messi is the greatest of all time, forgetting the likes of Pelé and Maradona?
If you bring the both of them into the light, if you bring them under the limelight, you see that Ronaldo and Messi, they've done what Pele and Maradona could not do.
Couldn't, true.
They've raised the bar so high that for you to be considered a GOAT in the aspect of football, you have to do something close to what they are doing or surpass them. And you know how difficult that is. Their longevity alone, they've made some players lose interest in the game.
True.
Players like the likes of Neymar Jr., people like
Kylian Mbappe?
No, I'm not even. Mbappe still has time.
All right.
Look at Neymar Jr. Look at Luka Modric. Yeah, he got 1 Ballon d'Or, but if not for players like Ronaldo, Ronaldo and Messi, he would have gotten more. Neymar would have gotten a Ballon d'Or.
Even Wesley Sneijder.
If Wesley Sneijder would have gotten multiple Ballon d'Ors,
True.
if not for Messi and Ronaldo.
Even the Bayern Munich guy, we lost it after winning the treble.
This guy, Lewandowski.
Not just Lewandowski. So many players have lost the Ballon d'Or.
A lot of players lost the Ballon d'Or because of the longevity of Messi and Ronaldo. Both of them, they've taken the bar so high that before you are considered for the award alone, not even for the goods, for the award, you have to do something extraordinary. Before it was maybe you might have 1 or 2 months of spectacular moments.
Yeah.
You are considered being you start receiving shouts of being a Ballon d'Or winner. But look at Vinicius Jr. He did a lot last season, but he didn't win it.
He lost out to Rodri.
Because of what he didn't do on the international stage.
Which Rodri did.
Rodri did not actually do it.
He wasn't a star man. I mean, we're all singing the praises of Lamine Yamal during the Euros.
He didn't actually do it because during the Euros, Rodri played how many matches before he got injured? It was Zubimendi and Merino that actually took it upon themselves in the midfield. Then Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams, we are doing it on the flanks.
They were the star boys, obviously.
They are the star boys. But if you want to say something about the underdogs of that tournament were people like Zubimendi, Mikel Merino, and Marco Correa. Because those guys had a fantastic tournament. But who got the shout at last? It was Rodri, because of what he did for Man City and also being there.
So you're saying they gave him the Ballon d'Or? Please don't. Let's give it to him.
Let's just give it to him.
It's becoming more like a Real Madrid thing. They've won it too much.
Yeah, let's just give it to him.
But then you talked about raising the bar so high. Yes. Prior to Messi and Ronaldo coming into the scene in 2008 when Ronaldo won the Ballon d'Or, we've seen other people win, the likes of Pavel Navel,
we've seen Kaká,
Cannavaro, and they didn't really do as much.
They didn't really do much.
Because Messi Ronaldo came in, and I was watching Messi in 2010. I'm like, does he ever get injured? He was too good
Those guys are too professional.
True.
They are so professional that they knew what was at stake.
True.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, when you are an athlete, whatever it is that is going on outside the pitch, don't let it affect your performance on the pitch.
Very important.
Because no matter what you are doing outside, nobody gives an attention if your performance on the pitch is bad. Someone might want to argue that the reason Vinicius Jr. did not win the Ballon d'Or was because of his attitudes outside the pitch. And they actually made mention of that to the media.
Sure.
That his character contributed to why he lost out. You can argue that.
All right. So now let's talk about influence. And
to the
that's the
team.
influence they bring.
And you see,
So
even
with all of this
as the celebrities, though, he also attracted some players. 'Cause
and money to
the players like Luis Suarez and Jordi Alba, they won't be in the MLS today
without.
if Messi was not there.
Or should we talk about the Saudi Pro League? Let's talk about everybody that wants to
It
come play.
just looked like it was an exodus. The moment they heard Ronaldo was there, I said, okay, let's go. Irrespective of the money involved, let's just go there. Let's see what it looks like. Because if Ronaldo didn't go to Saudi Pro League, if he didn't go to Saudi Arabia, people might not even bother thinking of, okay, let's see what it looks like. So might just go, okay, let's just go and play and come back. Just like what happened with the Chinese league.
Thank you.
When the Chinese Super League, when it became
A
obvious
thing because
that
of the money.
Because of the money, players just went. Some players went for 6 months and came back.
Oscar went, but he never returned. But that's a conversation on another day.
I was very pissed. I was very pissed. He left that.
Anyways,
but it's okay.
their influence, not just on the pitch and out, but outside the pitch, has made them undoubtedly the greatest of all time.
They paid their dues.
But if you ask me, who is the GOAT? I might tilt towards Lionel Messi. Just because I feel like he completed football. But then I'm sure.
I have a problem with this completed football stuff.
But then he did.
If you say he completed football because of the World Cup, then you can argue it. There are some players that won the World Cup and did not have any other thing.
But he did not just win the World Cup. You talked about
what I'm saying is that he might have completed football even before winning the World Cup.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. Because some players won the World Cup.
So let me ask you a question. If Ronaldo wins the World Cup in 2026 in America, does that make him the greatest?
It doesn't change my opinion.
Okay.
Right now, if I must choose, like I said before, I don't like being put to the spot. But if I must choose, I'll choose Ronaldo. But even if he wins the World Cup later, it doesn't still change my opinion.
Right.
He still does it for me because that guy, from Portugal, from Sporting Lisbon to Manchester United, to Real Madrid, to Juventus. Now, he came back to Manchester United before going to Saudi Pro League.
Yeah.
If Ronaldo says he wants to leave Saudi Arabia today, top teams in Europe will still want to have him.
I'm sure Chelsea will.
Because when he wanted to come back to England, Manchester City wanted, if not for a phone call from Sir Alex Ferguson, he would have signed for Manchester City. Because it was the phone call that made him not sign for Man City. Manchester United weren't even interested. They didn't seem interested.
All right.
Until
likes of Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, Djokovic dominates the game. In boxing, Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, and some we want to argue, Floyd Mayweather. Who truly is the greatest of all time, and what makes an athlete the greatest of all time? We go on a break now. When we come back, we'll be looking at aspects and what makes the GOATs. Stay tuned. Welcome back. It is still Beyond the Game, and we've been talking about the GOATs. What makes one the greatest of all time? Now, let's talk about some key factors in the GOATs debates. Longevity comes to mind. How long a player performs at the high level is often a big factor. LeBron's ability to remain elite in his late 30s and Ronaldo's longevity across different leagues makes them stand out. Longevity makes us appreciate not just peaks of greatness, but sustained excellence. We talked about longevity earlier. Ronaldo Messi comes to mind when you talk about longevity.
That's the problem. That's the problem with players like Neymar Jr. Neymar still has the time because he's what, 30 or 32, 31 now. He still has time to maybe revive his career. Because I'm hearing rumors of him trying to come back to Barcelona. But he's currently at Santos and he's been doing well, better than he did at Al Hilal. So longevity plays a vital role.
I think injury marred some people who had great potentials, but injuries kind of marred their career. And I think for Neymar's case, he looked promising. He looked like the new generation when he started.
I wouldn't say it was injury that did Neymar. Injuries are a factor of a lot of things contribute to injury. If you are professional, if Ronaldo lives the lifestyle of Neymar, Ronaldo will not be this fit today.
So you're saying it's discipline?
His lifestyle, Neymar's lifestyle contributed to it because you can't be partying always.
And still want to be at the
You said something about the last World Cup that Ronaldo removed Coca-Cola and
replaced it with
water.
Yeah.
He passed the message across. He told me that at home, he always has issues with his son. Whenever his son goes to the refrigerator and picks a bottle of Fanta, he says you don't take sugary stuffs if you want to be an athlete for long.
And these are the sacrifices.
These are the sacrifices.
I mean, I've heard even the likes of LeBron James talk about discipline. And Michael Jordan. I think I watched a documentary on Michael Jordan, and he talks about the fact that many people want to be Michael Jordan. But do you know what it really takes to be Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
It takes a level of discipline that most athlete does not possess. And you want to be at the highest of your career, you need discipline. I think that's what Neymar lacked, and that's why he didn't end up winning the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
I was tipping him to replace Messi, Ronaldo. But unfortunately, he was greedy when he went to Paris Saint-Germain because he was feeling like the shadow.
He was feeling like he was under Messi's shadow.
Obviously, he was.
Messi still came there and met him.
And Messi still dominated. Anyways, let's talk about influence and legacy. We talked about influence earlier. Ronaldo, very influential player. His influence, it cuts across not just the pitch of play, but at the world stage.
Okay, it's good.
Ronaldo is one person that would say, let's do this tomorrow. And I'm sure the world will stop because he said it.
If he wants to do something, whenever he wants to do something, he draws a lot of attention to it.
Yeah, he does.
He went to Saudi Arabia, the Saudi Pro League, and players started going there. Let's see what he looks like to play there. Before Ronaldo's emergence at the Saudi Pro League, nobody was paying attention to them. But I don't know how they did it. But whoever brought up that idea of attracting Ronaldo to Saudi Arabia, he did a good job.
Obviously, he did. Because going to Saudi Arabia alone has changed the whole course of the Saudi Pro League.
Yeah, it changed how people saw it. People are seeing it like something, some unserious stuff where they just go to catch fun and go. But Ronaldo came there. He made it competitive. Players like Karim Benzema, they are there today. Players like Alexander Mitrovic, he left Fulham for Al Hilal. Players like Steven Bergwijn, they are there. Houssem Aouar. Okay, this guy, Karim Benzema has superstars in his whole team.
True.
He has players like N'Golo Kante. He has Fabinho. He has Houssem Aouar. He has Steven Bergwijn.
Like the Saudi Pro League has.
Wow.
You know, when Messi Ronaldo left Europe, I felt sad. In my mind, I'm like, who's going to ever be like these guys?
When they left.
And watching football became really boring. Because when you hear the Champions League anthem, the first name that comes to your mind is Messi and Ronaldo.
Where are their teams?
If they are not there, we're Barcelona, Real Madrid. So when they are not there, it feels different. The question is, can football ever be the same? I mean, in the 70s, 80s, we had great players. We've had Mario Kempes. We've had Diego Maradona. We've had Pelé.
We had Zinedine
Zidane. So many
Beckham.
people.
We had players.
We've had, but I don't think anyone compares to Messi and
The
Ronaldo.
thing is, what they did,
And their influence.
what they did, it still boils down to longevity.
True.
Because all these other players we've been mentioning, they were not there consistently for 10 years.
But then Pele won 3 World Cups.
Was he there Was he performing at the
He
same
scored
level?
over 1,000 goals.
Officially and unofficially. If you want to start counting Ronaldo's unofficial goals, it will surpass Pele's own. But let's just not go there. Because Ronaldo has 900 and something official goals.
Or should we say, Pele's time was in the olden days.
When there was no
When there was
media,
no social
much
media.
media presence. So
Can we use
didn't
that to
really,
justify?
Yeah, we didn't really see what it looked like.
And he didn't play in Europe. That's another criteria. That's another angle to look at it. He did, and he said it in one of his interviews. Pele said he would have wished to play in the Wembley. But he never got the chance to play.
Most of us today we don't know what it looked like.
But the
to
stories
witness
I heard
Pele,
of
to witness
Pele.
Pele play. It's the oldies that will tell you.
Like when my daddy talks about Pele, he talks about the fact that Pele was an amazing, outstanding,
he was
extraordinary
a magician on the
player.
pitch. I've seen clips of his performances, and I feel like if we have someone like him today, the person would have made more waves than Pele is making right now. Yeah, because even Maradona came to Europe with Napoli. Nobody knew Napoli
Until Maradona,
until Maradona came. He gave them a title.
All right. Well, our time is already fast spent. I want to hear any final words from you, Kosi. I know this debate can never end.
It can never go down.
It will
can
never end.
It will never. There's
But then I hope people watching this will understand that there's more to just being a goat than what we see on
the
TV.
Yeah. The thing is, that's what some people don't understand here. When you say someone is the greatest of all time, yeah, like I said before, the most contributing factor is what you do on the pitch. Because without that, nobody rates you.
True.
But side by side, there are a lot of things that comes into play. There are some footballers. There are certain individuals that bag a certain hairstyle today because of Ronaldo. His noodles hairstyle. That's why he was at Madrid.
Even Neymar style, because he always has a style.
Just because of
Mario Balotelli.
Paul Pogba.
Thank you.
These are people that influence people.
True.
These are their influence. These are things that contribute to you being a greatest of all time.
True.
How you influence people. Okay, like some athletes today have decided to be professional because of how Ronaldo takes his life.
True.
I'm an athlete, and I will always tell you there are certain things I would never do.
Because Ronaldo doesn't.
Because of Ronaldo. Because I've seen Ronaldo do it and it worked for him, and I want to be like him.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Kosi. Now, the GOATS debate is highly subjective and depends on what aspect of a player's career you value most. It's not just about who has the most championship or the best stats. It's also about how players influence the game and left a lasting legacy. And ultimately, fans will always have their personal preferences based on their own experiences, biases, and the era they grew up in. In short, the GOAT debate is not a celebration of the heights human talent can reach, but it's also a reflection of what qualities we value the most, whether it's dominance, creativity, or culture. Do you have a GOAT in mind? That's the question I'll leave for our viewers to answer. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media handles. Leave us comments. Tell us what you think. Who is the greatest of all time? Thank you so much, Kosi, for being on the show with me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
I remain Dearest Mba. Do have a wonderful day.